Law 25. Recreate yourself. Do not accept the roles that society forces on you. It limits your power. So listen, up until now, if you weren't aware of this, you are simply, you yourself are a creation of other people. So your parents, everyone that has influenced you to this point, you are a part of them. You might not even be yourself, okay? You might not be making your decisions based on yourself. You need to be yourself. So you need to recreate yourself, because you already are one person, and that's probably not you. You need to recreate yourself. And I love doing this with my clients, I love helping them identify the old them, the current them, and then creating the new them, the new character, so to speak. You have to recreate yourself so that you can become your real self, your new self, okay? So, create a new identity that commands attention. How do you do this? You sit down, write out who you want to be. Maybe look to some people that you like and mimic them. See what characteristics they use, see how they act, see how they move. Just model off of someone, basically. Okay? So, obviously commanding attention is sort of an art form, so you need to learn how to command attention, and you need to command the right kind of attention, the attention that you want, although they say that any kind of attention is good, but that's not 100% true, because, what if you kill someone and go to jail? Like, that's not good attention. Like, yeah, you have the attention of the police, but you don't want that, okay? So, obviously, everything that is said, every law in here, there's, for the most part, there is, like, the other side of it that you have to be careful with. If you take it to too much of an extreme, it's going to end up not good for you, okay? So, create a new identity that commands attention. I can help you with that. Just go ahead and message me, and we'll get you set up with the right program. Your new identity will protect you from the world, because it's not you. So, simplest thing, it's kind of like, imagine catfishing someone, or you've seen someone catfish someone. They create a fake identity, and they can basically get their emotions out. They can say what they want to that person without feeling rejected, because the person that they've created is not them. It's a disassociation. Like, the message, it may be the truth, it may be what they really feel, but they're putting it through someone else, like an avatar, a character, okay? So, when you recreate yourself, when you create this new character and you step into it, you act through it, you behave through it, you protect yourself from the world, okay? Because it's not really you, it's your own creation. You've made it. Create multiple identities. So this is one that I thought of myself. You need to create multiple roles for different things, because you have a social life, you have a work life, for example, okay? You behave a bit differently in both of these. Each one can have a character so that you can maximize your ability in each arena, so to speak, in each reality, in each field, so that you can be what you want to be at the time that you want to be that, okay? You also might play a sport. You want to perform like a champion. You create a new character that is a champion. You just simply step into that role. You put on a new mask, so to speak. You put on a new cloak, and you become that person. Just like in the program I'm working, Social Chameleon, the program I'm making actually to help you become better at being social. It's just all about the new identity, okay? Going in the past and trying to fix your current character is just too hard. It's someone else. You just need to simply create the new you, and you will be able to step in and act as the new you way better than trying to really recreate the old you. So it says recreate yourself. I say create a new you. Which, obviously, if you start to live as the new you, the longer you start to live as the new you, basically that becomes the old you, okay, at one point. So you always need to be recreating yourself, creating new versions of yourself, okay? I wrote down that everyone has shaped you, like I already said, your parents to start with, brothers, sisters, everyone around you, friends, they all shape you in some way. You hang out with them, you tend to take on their beliefs. So you have to be aware of what are your beliefs, like truly your beliefs, and what are just simply beliefs that other people have installed into you through osmosis, through hearing what they have to say, or through you even reading something online or in a book. They shape your perspective. They shape the way that you carry yourself. So you need to make sure that you are carrying yourself in a way, behaving in a way, acting in a way that's true to you, that you have created. For example, you know, like I said in the first, do not accept the roles society puts on you, fits you into, forms you into. If you have a job right now, or if you go get a job, you have a certain role. You have to do X, Y, Z. You know, you have to do this. This is your role. This is your title. It could be manager, right? This is your manager. These are your duties. That limits your power, okay? They shape you into a mold, and it limits your power. So break out of that mold, create your own new mold. Work on yourself daily like clay. Okay, so moment to moment, you need to work on yourself like clay. It could be you listening to yourself speak. It could be watching yourself move in a mirror. It could be watching yourself on camera, listening to your voice. Make yourself someone that you like to listen to, okay? And it's very hard. For example, you probably have a hard time listening to your own voice. I know I used to, like when I'd film videos and edit them, I'd turn the volume all the way down. Now I'm able to listen to them. I'm not 100% there. I don't listen to the whole thing. Maybe that's just for time, or maybe it's because I haven't really analyzed myself. I'm going to sit down and analyze myself and say, hey, this is what I can do better when it comes to speaking on camera, when it comes to doing this, when it comes to doing that, okay? But enough about me, back to you. So, be an actor. So, like I said in a few of the previous laws, like, play the perfect courtier, I said basically courtier is like an actor. You need to be able to put on an act. And it's not about being fake. It's just about getting what you want. It's about acting in such a way that everyone around you has a good time, okay? You're a performer. You're an artist. You don't have to think of like, oh, you're a faker. And the reason I say this is because I know I've had imposter syndrome before. Once you get to a certain confidence level, the imposter syndrome will go away. And once you get to a certain mind level, the imposter syndrome will go away. Especially if you're like, you know what? I only have one life to live. Every day I'm living, every day I'm dying. I, right now, can act however I want. It doesn't really matter. No one's really probably even worried about me. Like, we tend to get too caught up in our worry about what other people think about us. Once we break out of that, then we're able to recreate ourselves. We're able to act in a way that we want to act. Like attracts like. Act like them and win them over. So, like attracts like. We've talked about this in other laws. You know, if you want to be the perfect courtier, act like people. But I also told you, act like people to an extent. You don't want to act like them too much. You want to add your own flair in. You want to act like them to the point where it's good. You don't want to go overboard. Because if you go overboard, it's just not going to work out. You're going to basically be like a clone of them. And you don't want to be a clone of them. You want to let them know, hey, I can relate to you. I understand where you're coming from. I feel you. But I am my own person. Here's my flair. Here's my swag. Here's my air. Here's my aura. Okay? This is me. So, make sure that you act like people to a certain extent, but then show yourself, like reveal yourself, okay? So, there's not really a reversal. The only thing that can be said about the reversal, which if you guys don't know, the reversal just means the opposite side. So I say one thing, like this is the law, here's what happens, where you have to be careful, when you have to be careful. Just don't overact, okay? Don't be like too whatever the situation calls for. If you're happy, if you're dramatic, don't overact. Don't take it to an extreme. Because once again, you're most likely just going to look like the lunatic. People are not going to take you seriously. So you want to find that fine and that right mix. You want to find that fine. It is a fine art, and you want to find that right mix so that you are able to act how you want, when you want, and act in such a way that gets the other person or the group of people to behave in the way that you want them to, and to get the actions out of them that you want, okay? So it's almost like, well, not even really almost like, it is you moving and acting, speaking, and saying things that get people to do what you want them to do, okay? Sort of like, you're almost like programming them, setting them up, guiding them, leading them down a path that you know what each stop is. And each stop could be like what they're going to say, what they're going to do. You're leading them like this based on what you do. See, like, oh, I'm pulling you here. I'm pulling you toward me. I know that you're coming toward me. I know that I'm attracting you because I'm acting in a certain way. And based on how I act, based on how you act, the other person acts the way you want them to. So, how was Law 25? Law 25, recreate yourself. Create a new you. If you need help with that, go ahead and message me. I do have New You coaching where I help you do just that, guaranteed to get you some big, awesome, great results. Also, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, get notified, and share this video with someone that you know needs to recreate themselves, that you know needs to create a new them, and you go on and create your new you. Drop in the comments right now, what is the new you? What is the new you? Who is the new you? Okay, what does the new you do? Drop a few words. Maybe the new you is greatness. Maybe the new you is a champion. Maybe the new you is wealthy. Go ahead right now.